Hey everyone, Mike here, Rusty Garage and Homestead. A while back, my buddy Travis from Travis Does Firewood sent me a new electric chainsaw. So let's open this thing up, put it to use and see how well it works. Okay, here's what we got. It comes in a little carrying case. I did go ahead and open it to make sure the battery was charged, and my buddy Travis already had the battery fully charged for me. So that is it. Little one-handed electric chainsaw. Here's the battery for it. It's 21 volt. The charger right up here. That's the kind of charger it takes. It plugs directly into the battery right up here. Came with gloves, saw, spare 6-inch chain, and a little brush. And here is the saw. It's got a little primer bulb for the oil. Your oil fill is right up here. Your chain tensioner is right here on the side. I could see this being fairly handy. Okay, oil cap right up here. Let's open it up. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to use some sort of funnel. I don't have one, so we're gonna make do with this. Oh yeah, funnel would be a whole lot handier. Wouldn't be making do the mess. Whoop. Okay, that's full. Okay, this thing is full of oil. Got my mess cleaned up. Here's the primer bulb for the oil. You can see, it's starting to pull that oil up in there. Okay, I'd say it's primed. Now if you needed to mess with the chain tension on this at all, you'd loosen this up, like so. You can see, chain's loose now. Tighten that thing down, get it where you want it, and then lock it back down. Just like that. So the battery, you just slide it up here in the handle, just like so. You've got an unlock button right here on the side. You got to hit with your thumb, and then squeeze the trigger, and it's going to go. So Travis uses one of these on his channel quite a bit. He attaches a magnetic bar firewood marker to his, and he goes through and marks all of his rounds before he bucks everything up. So that's a pretty good idea for something like this. I'm gonna try this thing out on some Bradford pear limbs that are close to my father's ramp going to his house, because they're a little low, kind of in the way, so we need to get them cut out of the way. Then later, if I can get my wife and oldest son to try it out and get their thoughts on it, I will. But I think if you lived in the city, just had a little yard, needed something for just small limbs for cleanup work, or if you're elderly or women, I think would benefit from something like this quite a bit. So let's try it out and see what we think. Okay, I got my glasses on, I got my gloves. I'm not putting chaps on or pants. If you guys want to shame me in the comments, feel free. But it is currently 102 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so I'm not gonna wear chaps. And yes, I know exactly what can happen by not wearing chaps. Okay, you guys can see I'm on the ramp going up to my father's house, and a lot of these branches, you know, they're right in my head. So let's get a bunch of these things cleared out and open this walkway up. Kind of do a little before and after. Let me back you up. Okay, this is what it looked like before. You can see there's branches. You got to just kind of duck and weave to get up through this ramp. So I'm gonna end up taking this whole branch down over here on this side, and that should open up this quite a bit. Okay, I am looking forward to this. This tree has needed this for a while, so he'll be happy. I've already talked to him. I talked to him a while back about cutting a bunch of these out of the way, and he said go for it. So that's what we're gonna do. This thing's charged up, full battery. Let's get this thing cut. Something else I just noticed, this unlock button, you can use it from either side. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, it'll work for you. Okay, there's one. It's actually throwing pretty decent chips. There's another one. Let me toss these over in the Ranger. Okay, let's get some of these others out of the way too. I think this whole limb would be good to get out of the way. So it has this guard on the top side. So some of these branches, I don't think I'm going to be able to cut from the bottom up just a little bit and then come back from the top. So we'll just do the best we can. Really didn't matter. Still cut through it just fine. Okay, well, I pushed on it pretty hard. It's not a necessarily small limb for this bar, but did a pretty good job cutting through it. It doesn't feel like it's underpowered or anything. Okay, we got just a few more little small ones that are in the walkway here, like this one. Get it cut down, then I'll probably go ahead and trim up just some of these small ones around the edge just because it does need pruned. So I am cutting some of these limbs more vertical than flat, just so we don't get water and everything pooling up on the top. That'll prevent a lot of rot from getting into this tree. These aren't a very strong tree anyway. Seems like if we get a good ice storm or good wind, these things start losing branches. Okay, this is what it looks like after. There's no way my head's gonna reach any of these branches now. Where before you have to duck and weave, now it's opened up pretty good. So I did all that cutting on this tree here, and we're still 3 of 4 lights, so it's 3/4 full still. I think you get quite a bit of yard work done with this saw. Okay, I convinced my wife into trying this thing out, so she hadn't used it yet. We've got one of our cherry trees, not cherries that you can eat, but a decorative tree. We're gonna do a little bit of pruning on it, and I'm gonna let her run it and get her thoughts about what she thinks about it. So I've already showed her how to use it. Let's see how she does. Good. So do that one too. What do you think about just taking that whole limb off?
I would.
Well, go ahead and do it. You okay, sweetie? Okay, she's got about 5 or 6 cuts on it. How do you think this saw works as far as for yourself? How do you like it? How do you think women would like it?
I like it. It works good. It's light, small.
Feel like you can control it fairly decent
Yes.
without it getting out of control?
Yep.
Cool.
I like it.
So, are you stealing it from me?
Probably so.
All right, everyone, as you can tell, the Polaris Ranger has quite a few limbs in it. So let's take these out to the cows just so we can make them a little happier today. Okay, I'm back here by the brush pile. I didn't even holler, and here they come running. So let's get these things unloaded and watch these cows go crazy over leaves. Molly, is that good? Bull seems like it. Well, they're happy. All right, everyone, you've seen this saw in action. It actually does pretty good. It's got pretty much instant torque when you hit the button. I like it. The wife really likes it. She's actually taken ownership of it already. So Travis, my wife, thanks you. I thank you for it. This was a nice saw to use. So the wife's looking forward to having this thing around for her to use when I'm not around. A lot of times she just uses like lopping shears to cut things, but there's certain branches and stuff that are just way too big for lopping shears that it's not going to be a problem with this little electric saw. It is light, one-hand operation, so I think we're going to get a lot of good use out of it. So I just looked, this thing is still at 3/4 full on the battery. So I think next I'm going to go take this thing inside, get it charged up, put it back in the case so it's ready for my beautiful wife whenever she's ready to use it. So if you haven't checked out Travis's channel, it is Travis Does Firewood. I'll put a link to his channel down in the description box. He does a lot of different videos on firewood content, different ways to split firewood. He talks about the side hustle of a firewood business in a lot of different videos. He does a Firewood Addicts podcast series normally on Sundays whenever he has somebody lined up that wants to do it. So if you're interested in wanting to be on his podcast series, talking about your firewood business, whether it's personal use or actual business, and you sell bundle wood, firewood, wood to commercial restaurants or anything like that, I'll go ahead and leave his email down in the description box, and you can just reach out to him. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to have you on his podcast. Anyways, everyone, if you enjoyed the video, give video a thumbs up. That really helps out the algorithm. Leave a comment, whatever. Just say, hey, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. But I appreciate you being here and watching the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.